And I will be the first to admit that my generation has done a lot wrong.
Obasanjo, Obasanjo, he has made it clear. He said that the youth, the younger generation, should take it by force from the older generation. He said, yes, I hear that they call us old hags. When will these people leave power? When will they leave government? He said, no, we will never leave government until you make it uncomfortable for us to leave government. We will never leave the affairs of this contraption called Nigeria until you force us out. You have to prove, you have to show to us that you have the capacity to move to the next level, that you have the capacity to take charge. If you do not, we will continue, we will keep pushing. How is this going to be possible? You see, many years back, I'm talking about those years where things worked to a better extent. It favored these old acts. They were able to get free education. They had things working for them. They were able to benefit from proper education. They even schooled abroad. Many of them, they were able to manage their lives in a way that brought about efficiency. And this prepared them for government. But wickedness, evil that lives inside many of them came out, and it is still spewing out till today. Now, the younger generation, some have the capacity, they have the education, they have the skills, they have the ability, but majority do not. We live in an empty time now. I mean, many younger generation youth are not prepared for government. They think it's just, let's take over government, let's just take over this, let's do this and that. What they know is simple. Let us get into government, find a way to steal, take money for ourselves and nothing more. It is dangerous, it is sad, it is bad. Obasanjo has decided to speak like he often would do. He agreed, he accepted that his own generation messed things up. He won't say they didn't mess things up. He said they did, but you have the privilege now to take over from us, but it is not going to come easy. We are not going to hand over to you. No, you will have to prove yourself. You will have to take it by force, not through violence, but by force, by showing your, intellectual and, showing that prowess, intellectual prowess, showing all to us, taking it from us, hijacking it from us. That is the only way out. It's like that, he is trying to tell you and giving us that concept of the jungle where the younger tries to force the older out. Let us hear what he said. And don't forget to like and share this video. If you are new here, please subscribe.
Now, you see, you, Obina, you have everything going for you. And I don't want you to feel discouraged. Please, things are bad in Nigeria, but I believe it's only for a short time. Because it depends on you. Whatever my generation might have done wrong, and I will be the first to admit that my generation has done a lot wrong, it's for your generation to do it better. And don't just sit down and complain. Don't just sit down and complain. Sitting down and complain is like the anger of the cripple. You're on the same time, you will be on the same ground, on the same level, but you have to be proactive. And you have to make sure you get enough of what I call critical mass of people, like-minded people, who will be ready to say, yes, we can bring about a change. And you can bring about a change if you get the critical mass of people that are ready to slug it out. I always say when people say, hey, well, when will this old hag go out of the way politically? They won't go out of the way. You have to make them go out of the way. They won't voluntarily go out of the way. You have to make it uncomfortable for them. I'm not talking of violence, but bringing pressure to bear to make it uncomfortable for them. They will go out of the way.
Now, Obasanjo is someone who knows how to present ideas. That does not necessarily mean that he knows how to or is ready to do the right thing. Obasanjo had the opportunity 3 times to run the affairs of Nigeria, but unfortunately, it seems these people are not ready to do the right thing. He did not make any change all through the years he spent. Let us even say when he got in as a democratic, elected, although we know they are military, they are just pretending like this is democracy. When he got in there, we thought he would make a change. When he was brought out of prison and it was handed over to him, that seat in Aso Rock, it is struggle for it. One would have thought that Obasanjo, with all of the ideas, he would have done something different. What Obasanjo was doing was just preparing himself to get the United Nations appointment, which he did not get at the end of the day. He wanted to transcend from a military man, from a man who knows nothing, who has never practiced democracy. Not because he doesn't know about it, he has not really practiced democracy per se. He didn't get that opportunity. He ceded the Bakassi Peninsula to Cameroon, hoping that will, increase the pass mark on his CV to the world, to the larger society, to the international body countries, but that did not really work. Obasanjo, from what we know, wanted to sit on that power for more than the duration, 8 years. He wanted to stay there for life. He wanted to keep repeating it like how it is done in Europe and some of those countries where you have a prime minister that stays for as long as possible, as long as the electorate, as long as he is being voted in. He wanted to do that, but they screamed and shouted on him. He quickly stepped down, realizing that this could turn into that same military era that he is trying to pretend to avoid. Obasanjo had opportunity to turn things around, such as electricity. Obasanjo took billions of naira disappeared under his watch, all for electricity. We are going to increase megawatt. We are going to increase this kilowatt. We are going to increase that watt. Until date, there is no watt that has increased. Electricity is the same. Obasanjo fought Tinubu, who spoke to an American company. We understand that Tinubu would have made 90% of the profit generating electricity in Lagos and also selling to neighboring states. He would have made it, a personal business. We do understand that he brought, according to him, he spoke to them. He already paid for whatever it is that needs to be paid for. He wanted the permission of the federal government. He said, look, I'm going to generate electricity in Lagos, but Obasanjo stepped on it and refused. And this caused, a lot of issues between them. In fact, right now, Tinubu spoke about it. He said, this man is jealous of my intellectual prowess, ability to turn things around. I am a city boy. I am not from Ogun State. I'm not from one village somewhere where you grew. I am a Lagos man, city man. I want to turn things around. I want to bring electricity, constant electricity, something that will be, something that will turn things around in Nigeria, something that will be new. We are talking of a country where a lot of people, from the day they've been born to today, they can never talk about constant electricity. Electricity drives the economy. Once you have constant electricity, you won't be paying for that, telecommunication that is so high and yet inefficient. You cannot call, in Nigeria without each. When you cannot call people using the internet without each. Internet is still expensive and it is not even there. It's just, flickering, that kind of thing. The electricity drives the economy. Electricity brings ideas. People will be able to do things right. That's how it's supposed to be. Economy will be moving in the right direction, but Till date, nothing worked. Buhari talked about it. He said if it were during the military era, this man would have been dealt with billions of naira that disappeared under his watch. And now he wants to write open letter as if he is a man of integrity, as if he has never been there. He wants to tell me how to run the government, as if when he was there, there was no kidnapping and, all of these issues that we have. Although, all of them is like when they get in there, they lack the ability to do the right thing, or they are just not ready to do the right thing. What are your thoughts about this one? Let us be in the comment section. Do not forget to like and share this video. It's very important. And if you're new here, please tap on the subscription button.